Because of COVID.
I know it's COVID, but I mean.
All right. All right.
You gotta ride home with me. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Amy Bairnsfather. I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in 2017. So here today I have my mom, also known as Pepper, and my daughter, Sydney, who still are my greatest support team. I probably wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for them. I also have a great support team of my doctors. I would like to thank Oshner, and specifically my oncologist, Dr. Sophie Jansich. I would like to thank my surgeon, Dr. Charles Thomas, and also would like to thank my gastroenterologist, Dr. Chuck Schubler. Both of them have been very supportive and done a great job taking care of me. My treatment plan included a subtotal colectomy, which means they removed 70% of my colon. And I had 6 months of pretty intense chemotherapy, including where I came home with chemotherapy attached to me for 2 days. I still continue maintenance chemotherapy because of the stage 4. But all is good. So my mom has been at every treatment that she could be at. When COVID came along and they said, Mom can't come, she was very upset. She's been there for everything, literally. I think the best thing my daughter did for me was just continuing to do her schoolwork daily and to have help with her homework from other people, but she continued.
It has been, from the very beginning, of course, it was like a slap into reality that life is so short. You've got to be prepared for anything. But I'm just so proud of Amy. She is a very strong person, and she's very humble. She gets upset to this day when I talk about her accomplishments. She, both in her personal life and professionally. And then when cancer hit, and she was just taking it like a trooper, saying she was going to beat it, she was going to fight. I was just so proud of her attitude. She would get upset when I would talk about it with other people. She was doesn't like to draw attention to herself. And I think she deserves the attention. And she's also a woman of faith. I think she's very, very prayerful, and we have lots of friends that have been praying for her. And that's also played a big role, I think, in the way that she's beat this cancer.
And as a daughter, how has it been for you?
It's okay. No. It's okay.
Stay by their mom's side and make her feel better and make sure that she's okay about it, because she's probably going through a tough time. And huh?
Give lots of hugs.
Yeah, lots of hugs. Moms do like hugs. it's probably going to be very hard. It's really hard for me because I was in 5th grade, just starting school, but I don't know what else to say.
Well, that's good. I think showing the love for your mom, and you know it is scary, but then you got the hugs and you got the love, and she's here now, so that's what counts.
This is my story. Growing up in Gretna, Louisiana, I was a shy girl who had many friends, but not a best friend. I felt like I didn't fit into any of the cliques. My world got even smaller and more lonely when I was 7 and my parents got a divorce. Adding more pain to that time in my life, our home burned in a fire that started in our garage. My mom surprised me one day when I was 8 years old with our first family pet, a poodle puppy named Jean Pierre. He was my blessing in disguise. He became my best friend, and he's the reason I fell in love with animals. I knew right then and there I wanted to become a veterinarian to help animals. He was always there under my feet, waiting to be petted and begging for a walk or a treat. As much as I loved Jean Pierre and felt a special bond with him, I longed for a human best friend. At the age of 14, my prayers were answered and I found my best friend. We met before high school officially started when my school assigned big sister introduced us. Her constant companionship helped me feel more comfortable about where I belonged in the human world. We did fun things together like swimming, sleepovers, movies, shopping, and fishing. A few years later, when I went to college at 18, I had my first boyfriend, whom I actually met through fishing, and my confidence grew even further. When you ask most kids what they want to be when they grow up, most will change their answers quite often. I started saying at the age of 9 that I wanted to become a veterinarian, and I never strayed from that. I'll never forget the day when I got my acceptance letter to vet school. My dream since childhood was coming true. My persistence showed me that I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to. Even with so many people warning me over the years about how hard it was to get into veterinary school, I continued to pursue my passion. It was an 8-year journey to become a veterinarian. It seemed like a long time to wait to do what I really loved, and I just knew I had to work hard and stay patient and have hope that my dream would come true. Years later, I'm happily married with a daughter and owner of a vet clinic that specializes in caring for small animals. Life was good. But one day, I was putting on my shoe and I felt this pulling sensation above my groin. I started feeling around my abdomen and I felt a mass. I knew in my gut I had to get this checked out. 2 days later, I was having an ultrasound and a CT scan. After a biopsy and colonoscopy, my gastroenterologist and oncologist diagnosed me with malignant stage 4 colon cancer. I survived a surgery to remove 70% of my colon, 6 months of intense chemotherapy, and currently continue with maintenance chemotherapy. Miraculously, I'm cancer-free and celebrating 2 years in remission. Looking back on my journey, I remember establishing my online portal account with my hospital. I was thinking of a password to create, and I decided to use something like, "My health is number one." I realized that it's okay to take care of myself first, then others, and that's not being selfish.
I'm reminded of that every time I log into my portal. As a child, I was anxious for things to happen sooner and faster. Only God knows when we are ready. So I've learned not to put pressure on myself to make things happen sooner. As an adult, I'm patient and ready for things to happen later and slower. Life is a precious gift that we should take the time to savor every moment of. My faith and positivity are the main reasons I survived this cancer journey. And that inspired me to write this poem to remind others to relax and always hold out for hope. If fear gets the best of you, you may feel like you're at the end of your rope. Let your bravery lift you up and hold on to hope. When you start to feel down, you may be tempted to mope. Instead, rely on your strength and hold on to hope. Don't be cowardly like the lion. The wizard would say nope. Remember, you are courageous and hold on to hope. It can be hard to see the silver lining. It's not always in your horoscope. But remain optimistic and hold on to hope. Whatever you may be struggling with, it may be hard to cope. So remember what an anchor symbolizes and hold on to hope.